Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Loa Fridmanson of Activate Corporate Relations and Training, and we are here today on another episode of the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Network, where I get the distinct pleasure of interviewing talented Indigenous entrepreneurs from communities across Canada. And today is no exception. Today, I'm really excited to introduce you to another talented Squamish Nation entrepreneur by the name of Melanie Rivers. Melanie and I met about 3.5 years ago it was, when she took one of my marketing and sales courses at the Squamish that I teach at the Squamish Nation, and I was just so impressed by her passion for the business that she wanted to start, and now watching how she's just taken that passion and grown it to where it is now. So I thought it would be really nice to hear her story and to have her share how she's gotten to where she has. So Melanie, can you please welcome and can you please tell us a little bit about your business, Melanie Rivers Art?
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Loa, for having me. So I started a business about a year and a half ago, uh, teaching online art classes primarily, but also in person. And I'm a mixed media artist from the Squamish Nation. My ancestral name is Tieltawit, and I just absolutely love to engage people in art and creativity. I believe that art and creativity have a lot of medicines to share with us, primarily stillness, joy, connection. And so the courses and classes that I teach focus on the process of creating rather than whatever the end result or product is going to look like.
Yes, and it certainly, I didn't realize how therapeutic art can be. And in just watching even your personal journey, Melanie, with starting when you first started and not knowing that you had it in you to be a professional artist, and now looking at your creations, for example, a few that are behind you, and seeing seeing your work in art galleries now, like, it's really incredible what you've been able to do with your passion, and how you've turned it into a commercial venture that you get up every day and you're excited to do and to share with others. So yeah, so it's really inspiring for me to watch you just take it and grow with it. And as an entrepreneur, I think that you and I both can relate to the fact that there are a ton of challenges. It's certainly worth it. It's really fulfilling to create something and to be able to make money doing what you love. But how have you been able to persist through the challenges? Because we know that they're always going to be some when you're self-employed.
Well, for one, I've never imagined I would do something like this. I haven't had any business experience in the past. It's not something that runs in my family either, as sort of something that people are doing. And so I've found it really empowering to start my own business. And I think some of the challenges are that when you're first starting out, it's like you're doing everything yourself. So, okay, I'm doing my own bookkeeping. I'm my own marketing director. I'm my own social media manager. And so I'm learning like multiple skills at a time. And then there's, skills and experience that I brought with me from, my previous work. And then there's a lot that I needed to learn as well. So I think the challenges are that there's this huge diversity of skills. Also doing it on your own, which I've found empowering, but it can get a little lonely. So I've reached out to other people that are doing similar work to me. And because I'm primarily in the online art community, I've joined a business group of people who are delivering online art courses. So they're doing exactly what I'm doing. And, we can reach out and be like, how are you doing such and such? And I just need a little bit of encouragement today. Or and then there's a couple of artists that I've connected more closely with, and we'll do like a video messenger chat with each other, because we're all in different parts of the world. and that helps make me feel less alone, and also help with the very unique sort of things that we're doing in this area.
That's fantastic. And it is really important to get support as an entrepreneur and to reach out and to connect with other people, because it can, especially when you're a solopreneur, it can get very lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And but there are so many other people that are doing what you and I are both doing. So it's really nice to be able to join a community and to connect with other people and to know that we're not alone. And so, what is it about? If you could go back, like, and knowing what you know now in starting and running a business, would say, is there anything that you would do differently, or would the journey be the same?
Well, I feel like I've gone about it in a way that's worked for me. Uh,
Yeah,
and my first step was like, okay, I don't know, I don't have any business experience. So I
right,
started with getting some training,
right.
which Activate was one of the places I got some training.
Oh, thank you.
And so that was really helpful to learn from others that have that type of experience. And so I started with, a business plan. And I think that's a step that I think some people don't want to take, or if they're not natural planners. I
For
do
sure.
tend to be someone who likes to plan. Um, but to go through all the steps that are required to create a business plan helps you figure out your idea, and is it feasible, and what could you potentially earn. And I think going through my brand, essentially, like
Yes,
what is the essence of what I'm offering,
right.
and what is the unique factor that I bring to the space. And so I did spend quite a bit of time working on that piece. And because I'm an artist and I'm offering courses, primarily my brand is me, essentially, and what approaches that I take. And so I did a lot of brainstorming. I did a lot of branding exercises to kind of work through those pieces. And what I came up with is still holding true to what I'm delivering a year and a bit later.
Excellent. And those are some really good insights, because it is, I think a lot of people, when they're excited about a skill or experience that they have and they want to share it with others, they kind of just want to roll right into it without having a plan of action, without knowing exactly who they're targeting or what it is that they stand for, what their purpose is as a business and what their brand is. And so it really is helpful. And both you and I can stress the fact that it's important to know what you want, but also get a plan of action together that's cohesive, and reach out to people who also can help you with that, and get education on the subject.
Mhm.
And how about financing, Melanie?
Mhm.
Have you been able to access any grants or any financing?
Yes. Well, I'm really lucky that my nation, Squamish First Nation, has a strong business support program. So I applied for a small business grant, and that helped me with startup costs. So
Fantastic.
that really helped, also because they offered training and really, helped walk through that business plan and those steps. And then there was less risk for me to start, and financially. And being an online business as well, I don't have sort of brick and mortar type expenses, so
Right.
I can just slowly build. And that's also my personality. I like to kind of go slowly, see how one thing works, test it out, and build from there. So not going, I don't jump like all feet in at once. I take it one step at a time.
That is so smart, because then you don't bury yourself before you're ready, right? You don't try and take on too much before you're ready. And I think initially taking baby steps is really important, and to also know that there's going to be some risks and you're going to have to step outside your comfort zone, and to be able to just continue to put one foot in front of the other, and then eventually you see this amazing business that you've built, right? It's incredible how it comes together, because I've watched your journey, Melanie, and it's been incredible and so inspiring to even watch you, like, from where you started to where you are now is
Yeah.
amazing. It's
And the whole thing has been a vulnerable experience,
Oh
because
yeah.
I, I work in a field and I still work in the health field, and that's been, I became good and expert at what I did in that area, and then all of a sudden I was new, and I was like, it's a little bit hard on the ego to be.
Yeah, no kidding.
Um, and so I really put on the learning mindset and the I can figure this out. Especially because I've just, I decided to do a bunch of things I'd never done before too, like things in the online world, not having a lot of technological experience, never having filmed or edited videos. And so I just tell myself I haven't figured it out yet if there's something that I'm getting stuck on. And then Google is always my friend. I go on, how do I do such and such? And there's usually someone has an answer, or I might have to kind of work a little bit harder and, to find the answer, but it's always possible to figure things out.
Oh, isn't that the truth? And I don't know how we ever did anything before Google came along. Like I Google everything, like all
Yeah.
the time, and especially getting to be a little more proficient with video and video editing.
Mm-hmm.
Google and YouTube are your friend.
There's a lot out there, yes.
That is so true. And there's a lot of free information and resources that are available online as well to coach you. So that's really good advice and insights into that. And so where do you want to see your business in 2 to 5 years from now, Melanie? What do you foresee?
Well, I continue to take it kind of one foot in front of the other,
Mm-hmm.
as well as kind of having a bit of a longer term vision too. So I'm kind of following what's working. So I'm testing out different things and how much energy does this particular thing take, and what's the sort of return financially on that investment, as well as that time investment, as well as my energy and joy investment. So for example, I'm painting, there's various things I can do. I could sell my original art. I can sell prints. I can teach courses in person, online, do gallery work. And so I've kind of tested out a bunch of those different things and like, what does it feel like to do this part? And I think when you turn something that's a passion or a joy into a business, you need to be a bit careful about squashing that passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I've noticed some areas where I'm like, oh, that doesn't quite feel as good. That kind of squashes my creativity, my artistic flow. And so giving that opportunity to kind of experiment, especially the first year or two, with what's kind of working. And so I've recently kind of just refocused, like, okay, I'm really going to focus on the online portion for the next little while. And because I kind of diversified a little bit too far, and then I felt my energy was too scattered. So I'm like coming back in. And so I'm starting to say no to things, requests that are coming up. So I really love the online space, and the community, the art community. So I want to continue to grow that part and build the courses that I'm offering. I'd like to do some in-person retreats in different parts of the world. Continue to collaborate with different artists around the world as well. And someday I'd love to do a book. There's just like some real kind of creative ideas in mind. And then because it's such a joy working on my business, like it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
I want it to remain in that space for me. So I don't want to have it be my full time. At least right now, I want there to be a mix with that, so that it doesn't feel like I'm crushing that passion. That it has to be my main source, and so that it continues to be what people call passion work. So that's where I'm at right now, but it could change as I follow how things go.
Well, it certainly is an evolution, isn't it? And I really like what you said about not stretching your energy too thin, because it is easy to do, I think, as an entrepreneur. we
Mm-hmm.
come up with all these amazing ideas, and you want to follow each one. You want to follow each path because it's all so exciting.
Yeah.
And there's opportunity, at every avenue that you look. But it's like, okay, what really means the most to me? And like you said, what is it that I'm super passionate about? And how can I give back in a way that it doesn't feel like it's grueling work on a day-to-day basis, where you still are doing what you love to do, and you're also just happen to be getting paid for it, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's really great that you're able to share that, because I think a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, will chase the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And will go down different avenues thinking, oh, maybe this one will be more profitable, or this one will be. I know that I've been there myself as well, in trying to explore too much all at once. So it's really, I think, important to really get clear with who you are inside and what you want to offer to people that's going to make a difference in their life and also going to fulfill you.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, I appreciate that you shared that, Melanie. Thank you. And it's so true. It is you have to be somewhat vulnerable and be open to learning and be open to growing and connecting.
Mistakes, like
Yes,
things.
and making mistakes for sure. Yeah. That's a big one. And learning from those mistakes and hopefully not making the same ones again.
Like, well, this thing didn't work, and not like taking it as a failure, but this is something I can learn from, and like, okay, I'll
Right.
try this a different
Absolutely.
way.
Yeah, entrepreneurship really is a journey in self-discovery, isn't it?
Yeah.
I so agree. And if you were to give any advice I mean, you just gave a lot of really incredible insights, but what would you tell a budding entrepreneur, especially somebody who may be of Indigenous background that is thinking about starting a business? What kind of advice would you give them?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think starting with your own values as a basis, like what is it you're wanting to do, and how does it align with your own values or what you want to bring to the world? Because I think from there you can't go wrong if you've got some alignment with those values. And then the other things that I talked about, like, getting some training in areas that you're new at, reaching out for support, moving into a learning mindset, and just taking it one step at a time.
Oh, absolutely. That's really sound and key advice. And I think it's really important that we think about what it is that brings us joy, and how can we share that joy with others in a way that we can make a living at it. I think that is that's really sort of what I think is success in running a business, is not doing it for the money, but doing it because you love it and because it's making a difference for other people.
Yes.
So yeah, that's wonderful. Thanks, Melanie.
Believing in yourself, that has to be there.
Yeah, that's a big one too. I know that there's many times where in my business, and I've been in business for about 20 years, both on the marketing consultancy side and then on teaching the Indigenous business workshops that I do for about 7 years. And there has definitely been times where I've been tested and I've thought, oh my gosh, like, am I even doing the right thing? Like, should I be doing this? And I think that just believing in yourself and knowing that, it's the right thing to do and to just stick with it is, that's what makes it all worthwhile when good things do happen.
So the doubt and the fear are going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. And you just have to learn how to work with it, right? Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Melanie, for being here with us today and sharing your incredible business journey with us. It's really been, like I said, you're such an inspiration, and I can't wait to see where you go with your business. And I want to take one of your online classes as well soon. So thank you again for sharing what you have with us. And for all of our viewers who are watching us on the Indigenous Entrepreneur Network, if you liked what you saw today and you would like to see more talented Indigenous people talk about what they're doing in business, please click on the subscribe link below. And we also would love to hear any feedback or comments from you in the comments area as well. So thanks everyone for watching, and Melanie, good luck and all the best to you in your in building your business. And I look forward to seeing you again on video and in person soon.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks, Melanie. And thank you, everybody. Bye. Have a great day.